Hey, what's up guys? It's Ben. Today I'm coming at you with another video. This time I'm going to be reviewing the movie from 2010, an animated film, How to Train Your Dragon. This film is directed by Dean DeBlois and Chris Sanders, and it's starring Jay Baruchel as Hiccup, Gerard Butler as Stoic, Craig Ferguson as Gobber, and America Ferrera as Astrid. This film is about a boy in a Viking colony on an island, and they have a serious pest problem in their dragons. And so the story goes along, and it's really about Hiccup understanding the dragons more, and they may not be as vicious as they seem. Anyways, I was like addicted to this movie when I was a kid. I would watch it over and over again. It was that and Cars would be like a repeat, like I want to watch this movie again, right? I would watch it so many times over. For whatever reason, this movie just really it drew me in. It was a really fun animated movie. It was well crafted in its animation. They had a firm understanding of what they were going for. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie, and there were a lot of other good parts about it too. I thought that the acting was well done across the board. There are other people in the movie other than the ones that listed. I just didn't want to go on a huge list, like Jonah Hill, and actually I can't 100% remember. Christopher Mintz-Plasse, and I'm sure there are others I'm missing in there. But there were plenty of a very hearty cast of good actors, and it really was a fun movie and a lot of good performances. And I liked the story. The story was pretty simple, but it was heartfelt, and I could really resonate with the character of Hiccup. He felt like he was an outsider. He felt like he was an outsider. Quite honestly, he was. A little bit of it is his fault, but I will say that the village is pretty judgy, but he's not completely out of fault. Like, he's very ambitious, and sometimes that gets him into trouble, but at the same time, it was a very well-told story. So this movie's animation was very fun, and it was good, and for whatever reason, my hair decides that it wants to Clark Kent me, and it's annoying. But in any event, this film had a great score. I really liked it. I think it really added to the movie, and it made it really feel like kind of like an epic journey, right? Hiccup kind of goes on an epic journey. He finds himself, he finds what he's good at, and he ends up being the hero that he always wanted to be, kind of following in his father's footsteps, because his dad is the village leader, Stoic, played by Gerard Butler. The score did a really good job of leading that and eventually creating a very epic atmosphere of a coming of age, Hiccup making his own decisions and being his own man and doing what he knows is right. And altogether, the movie is a very immersive experience between the character design and how the dragons look and how they're cool and they're different and there are a whole bunch of them. And it was just an excellent job on that end. They were fun, but they were also scary. And then different characters had their own different attributes, particularly the ones that kind of interact with Hiccup, the people in his dragon school or dragon training school or dragon fighting training school, right? They have their own unique personalities, and they're not just carbon copy, cut and paste characters, right? They each at least have a little bit, even though they don't spend a whole time. They're not wasting their time talking a whole bunch about these other characters that don't matter a whole ton, but they do add an extra layer by having their own personalities. I felt like this movie was a very immersive experience. It really showed you this world and had nice shots of the background, the island, the sea, and all of these other things, the arena where they fight, and then the characters interacting and some of the battles and stuff like that. It just did a really good job of pulling you in, and I really appreciate that. And I really felt it when I was younger. It was definitely a movie that I would watch over and over again, and I really, really liked it. And then there are also sequels that they have, and they're also coming out with a live-action version. That's going to be interesting, and I'm getting Clark Kent again. That's going to be interesting, a live-action version, and so I think I'm excited about it, but I'm a little nervous because sometimes they can do that stuff and it just blows up in their face. Make live action versions of stuff. I will say that I did like the live action Beauty and the Beast with Emma Watson. I thought that that was good. It wasn't great. It probably wasn't as good as the original animated from 90s, not original animated, the 90s version. And I don't think it was as good as, I think the one I watched from, I think from the 50s called La Belle et la Bête, who's in French. And that one was, I like that one. I will say, you know, sometimes though with foreign language films, it can be hard because I can't understand it that well. I took a little bit of French and I wasn't that invested in it. And so that can be kind of problematic. But I will tell you that it did do a good job of telling the story visually. And that's what films should do. If not, why not put it in a book, right? You know, do the best medium, right? What's the best medium for this? I did feel like that film told a good story and I think got across what it wanted to through the visual elements, even though I wasn't able to keep up that well. They did have subtitles, but sometimes I can't, like, you have to be constantly reading and my brain just short circuits and then it flies off like, you know, just and a fly just jumps that way and then back and then yeah. I'm not the worst, but sometimes that's what happens. I can drift off very easily. In any event, back to this movie, How to Train Your Dragon. I really liked it. And I think it's a very good, family-friendly, fun movie. Really understood what it was going for and had some good, decent good character development. Really understood what it was trying to do. And I absolutely recommend this movie for, like, anyone. Because it has kind of the action, adventure element, but it also has a cartoony animation for the kids. And then it has a little bit of a love story, and I would say that it's not even overly in one genre. So I think it could work well for anybody. Although the romance isn't a huge, I mean, it is a huge, I guess it is a huge part of some of the characters. It's not necessarily a huge part of the movie. There is that to a certain extent, but it's very stereotypical. Hiccup is a teenage boy, and he does what teenage boys do. So, anyways, I really like this movie, and I pretty much recommend it across the board. It was just a really well done movie. Anyways, as I get Clark Kent for the third time, please like, comment what you thought of this video, comment what you thought of this movie, and subscribe. I'll see y'all later.